Hello, everyone, and thank you for visiting my channel. And today I want to talk about the importance of controlling your anger in the Philippines. How getting angry, especially about many things, could lead to further problems. Stay tuned. Unlike the more direct, assertive cultures of the West, Filipino society often values subtlety, patience, and emotional restraint. Speaking too bluntly or losing your temper in this setting might have negative social, legal, and even bodily repercussions. In the Philippines, managing one's temper is not just a matter of being courteous. It is ingrained in the culture and essential for successful communication, forming bonds with others, and getting by in daily life. Grasping this requires understanding the Filipino concept of hiya, shame or loss of face, and amor proprio, self esteem and personal pride. Number one, hiya, which is shame or loss of face. Filipinos are highly sensitive to hiya. Causing someone to lose face, whether intentionally or not, is considered a serious offense. This can happen through public criticism, direct confrontation, or any action that diminishes their dignity. Not only does losing one's composure, especially in public, reflect poorly on the individual, but it can also cause hiya to everyone around them, including their friends. Communication and trust may break down as a result of the person feeling ashamed or degraded due to anger. Number two, amor proprio, which is self esteem and personal pride. Closely related to hiya, amor proprio describes a person's sense of dignity and self worth. Because Filipinos typically have a strong sense of amor proprio, they might be extremely offended by acts that are viewed as demeaning or disrespectful. Getting angry might be seen as a direct attack on someone's amor proprio, which can cause them to become more defensive or even retreat entirely. Number three, pakikisama, which is companionship and harmony. This value emphasizes fostering positive relationships and getting along with people. For Filipinos, individual assertiveness is less important than group harmony and cohesion. Someone who frequently loses their temper might be seen as difficult to work with or socialize with, which can isolate them from social and professional networks. Public displays of anger disrupt this harmony and are viewed as a threat to pakikisama. Number four, smooth interpersonal relationships. An idea made popular by sociologist F. Landa Jacano. Smooth interpersonal relationships refer to the Filipino desire to maintain a pleasant and agreeable social atmosphere. In order to avoid conflict, this frequently entails euphemisms, avoiding direct confrontation, and giving indirect communication priority. The purpose of smooth interpersonal relationships is immediately undermined by a hot temper, which causes tension and discomfort. Number five, respect for authority and elders. Filipino culture highly values respect for authority figures and elders. Losing one's temper, especially when directed at an older person or someone in authority, is considered disrespectful and may be seen as challenging their status. This can harm relationships within the community, at work, and in families. Number six, reputation and social standing. In a society where personal relationships and reputation are paramount, a reputation for being hot headed can significantly impact an individual's social standing and opportunities. Missed social, professional, and even romantic chances may result from people being reluctant to engage with someone who has a reputation for losing their temper. In close knit Filipino communities, word spread around fast, and a bad reputation can be difficult to overcome. And number seven, safety and security. Filipinos tend to avoid direct physical confrontation, but pushing someone to their limit can have unpredictable consequences. In extreme cases, public displays of uncontrollable anger could escalate into more serious confrontations, especially if alcohol is involved or if the person you are confronting also has a strong sense of amor proprio. You see, the cultural values we just discussed directly influence communication styles. In the Philippines, direct communication can frequently backfire, despite being praised in many Western societies for its quickness and clarity. Filipinos frequently communicate by using euphemisms, hints, and oblique language, particularly when given unfavorable criticism or making demands. For example, rather than saying, your work is bad, a Filipino might say, perhaps we could explore other approaches to this task, or this might benefit from some revisions. They might also say, I will try, or let me see what I can do. Even if they know it's unlikely, rather than flatly rejecting a request, this is done to avoid causing hiya or offending a more proprio. This avoids a direct no, which could cause discomfort or shame for the requester. Much of Filipino communication is high context. meaning that a significant part of the message is conveyed through nonverbal cues, shared understanding, and the relationship between the communicators. Body language, facial gestures, tone of voice, and even silence can be more powerful than words. Direct communication can be misconstrued as impolite, hostile, or disrespectful, particularly if it is given suddenly or without certain contextual cues. Direct confrontation is often avoided among Filipinos. This is a result of the desire to keep everyone in harmony and avoid embarrassment. Rather than fostering better performance or comprehension, direct criticism, especially when given in public, can be interpreted as an attack and cause anger. A Filipino may not be dishonest when they immediately agree to something but then back out of it, but rather out of desire to avoid having to say no in the moment. Filipinos frequently use softeners in their language, such as paki, please, even for a routine request. This demonstrates civility and softens the request, highlighting the value of respect and humility. Without these softeners, a direct order could come across as rude or demanding. Pakiki Ramdan refers to the capacity to sense and comprehend the unsaid feelings and thoughts of others. When communicating, Filipinos frequently rely on their intuitive understanding. Direct communication can sometimes bypass this nuanced understanding, leading to misunderstandings if the recipient is expecting a more subtle approach. The repercussions of not controlling your temper and insisting on overtly direct communication in the Philippines can range from minor social awkwardness to significant personal and professional setbacks. You will likely alienate friends, family members, and acquaintances. People may avoid you, leading to social isolation. Your hiya and amor proprio will suffer as well, since you will be perceived as rude. Strong bonds built on respect and trust are essential in a business setting. Professional connections can be ruined by losing your temper or by being persistently direct and confrontational. This can result in missed chances, make negotiations tough, and make people reluctant to work with you. Personal relationships are typically the foundation of businesses, and a tarnished image can spell disaster. Sincerity and respect are highly valued by Filipinos. A person will lose the respect and confidence of those around them if they are seen as hot headed or persistently rude by being direct. They might be viewed as erratic or untrustworthy. If you are perceived as lacking pakisama, others will be less willing to work with you. This can manifest in colleagues being less helpful, service providers being less accommodating, or even family members being less supportive. You might find it harder to get things done, as the usual channels of goodwill and mutual assistance will be closed off. While direct communication aims for clarity, in the Philippine context, it can paradoxically lead to misunderstandings. The intended message is lost if a Filipino agrees with you to avoid conflict but doesn't plan to follow through, or if they mistake your directness for antagonism. This can lead to inefficient processes, delays, and a constant need for clarification. In government offices or legal proceedings, maintaining composure and showing respect is paramount. It is crucial to be composed and respectful at government offices and court hearings. Losing your temper can be seen as an insult to the authority of the office or individual, potentially leading to slower processing of documents, increased scrutiny, or even legal complications. In the Philippines, bureaucracy frequently relies on cordial relationships and goodwill to function. If you interfere with that, you will have a difficult time. Expats who consistently exhibit hot tempers or overly direct communication styles may struggle to integrate into Filipino society. They could be seen as conceited, culturally insensitive, or just not having received a suitable upbringing. While Filipinos generally avoid physical confrontation, persistent disrespect or extreme outbursts of anger can, in rare cases, escalate situations. This is particularly true if the other party is intoxicated or believes their amo proprio has been irreparably harmed. De escalating and maintaining composure are always safer. It may be extremely stressful and irritating for an individual to constantly be at conflict with the dominant communication style and cultural norms. If you expect directness and reacts negatively to indirectness, they will constantly feel misunderstood and irritated, leading to a negative cycle. In the Philippines, managing your emotions and learning the subtleties of indirect communication are not only advised, but also crucial tactics for success and well being. Whether in social situations or day to day living, these behaviors demonstrate a profound regard for Filipino cultural values, strengthen bonds, and eventually result in a more peaceful and effective experience. In a culture that places a great importance on harmony, peace, and respect for one another, knowing and adhering to these cultural norms shows respect and promotes easier, more productive relationships. All right, guys, that is all for today's show. If you have any questions or comments, please comment down below. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good day.